pushing, so the baby's head came out. Take note, this is all natural. No pain relief. Trust me, I felt it all. It hurts. Hi everyone, mabuhay. So I'm finally doing my labor and delivery story. So yeah, so when I went to the hospital, I was already 9 centimeters dilated. So if you're here to actually listen to my story, so please stay tuned. So I've actually written it all down. I've got a full page in here, but I think it's so much quicker talking than actually writing it all down. So alright, so here it goes. So it was a normal Sunday morning. We were just tidying up the house, so getting bits and pieces ready for the arrival of our baby. You know, apparently it's part of your pregnancy. It's called nesting. So nesting is the urge to clean and organize your home ready for your baby. So yeah, so this is my story. So labor and delivery happened in less than 8 hours. So it all happened in the same day. So 3rd of Feb 2019, 6 months ago. Around 11 in the morning, no contractions, but I didn't feel well, and I didn't think that I might be going on labor or anything like that at all. All I know, I wasn't feeling well, so I wasn't really thinking of I'm going on labor or anything like that. The only thing I know, I wasn't feeling well, and that's it. So going forward in the afternoon around 1 p.m, my sister-in-law invited us to go check out DFO. So if you're not sure what DFO is, it's direct factory outlet where you can find lots of sales. First thing we did was had lunch. We looked around food shops. I even bought a dress from City Beach that I was gonna wear on the 14th of Feb for Valentine's Day, but yeah, obviously I gave birth on the 3rd of Feb. So anyways, yeah, I was still feeling okay. Not the best though. I was walking around the shop. It's kind of tiring when you're 38 weeks and 1 day pregnant, but it was all good. So it's 3 p.m. in the afternoon now. I went to the toilet. I found blood. Actually, wait. Earlier that day, I've been going to the toilet. I didn't know why, but I was just feeling that I need to go to the toilet. So it was actually heaps more than usual. So early on that day, I was like going to the toilet constantly and wanting to do a poo. Yeah, heaps more than usual. Okay, so blood. I disregarded the first time as it was only small, but maybe 20 minutes after, I needed to go to the toilet again. So this time there's more blood and it's kind of mucousy. So I was assuming it was the bloody show. So the bloody show is when the mucus plug dislodges from your cervix. It's a sign that things are moving in the right direction, but it doesn't necessarily mean that you're in labor. So still, I wasn't thinking about labor or anything like that, and I'm still not getting contractions, so no way labor is coming. So I went out, told my sister-in-law that I had the bloody show. So she showed me a photo of her one because she gave birth 5 weeks before me, so December, and told me
if I had the same one as she had, that I should go home because the baby might be on his way. Because when she had
the bloody show, she went into labor 2 hours after. But guess what? I didn't go home. Yeah, we didn't go home straight away. I had to drive and pick up some tasty Filipino snacks from a friend, and it's 10 minutes away from DFO, and that puts me 50 minutes away from home if anything was to happen. So this is around 4 p.m. now. I'm in the car driving to my friend's house, and now the contraction started. Had to quickly download the contraction app.
So this is the app that I used. As you can see, the time of the contractions, so they were lasting to like a minute to 2 minutes.
Anyways, I downloaded the app. So I'm contracting in the car and I am 50 minutes away drive from home. I didn't panic. I was just taking it in the car, swinging back and forth. So we got to my friend's house. I didn't get out of the car. They came out and handed the Filipino snack. It was empanada. If anyone out there know what empanada is, and yeah, you sure know how tasty and amazing they are. So it was empanada. I know, silly me, I know I should have just gone home and didn't bother picking up the goods, but I was kind of okay. Handling the contractions, kind of okay, I guess. And for your information, I always get period pains, and these contractions are quite similar to it, except stronger. The pain was quite familiar, it was quite familiar to me, and I kind of prepared myself that contractions will be like period pains, but stronger and a lot more painful. So I guess I was prepared there and decided not to go home yet. Anyways, after an hour running around, we got home just a bit after 5 p.m. And yes, the drive home was painful. At home, my contractions were 1 minute to 2 minutes apart, lasting for 50 seconds to more than a minute. I had one contraction lasted for 4 minutes and 22 seconds. Oh my god, that was really bad. So I rang up the hospital and said I'm having contractions, and as procedure they would ask you how strong the pain was, the frequency, and if it was my first pregnancy. So I said yes. First pregnancy and contractions were 1 minute to 2 minutes apart, lasting for 50 seconds to a minute. Some are painful, some are not, that I have to shut my mouth. And guess what? She said, okay, we're actually busy, so if you could try stay at home as much as you could, and if it's really too much, you can ring again. So I was like, okay, well, given this is my first pregnancy, I didn't have any previous experience to compare it against. It was painful, but I didn't know if that was just the beginning of it or that was the full-blown contractions. So I decided to stay home a bit longer. To the toilet, and there's more blood, and I was vomiting now too. So my husband was like, no, we are going, and I was like, ring them first. But obviously in pain, I was like, ring them first, because I just don't want to get there and they won't have a room for me. So he rang up and said, we are coming now. And they said, okay, you can come now, but be prepared if we send you home. And I was like, okay, no problem, I just need to be checked now. I guess they were thinking I was still a long way off and didn't realize how far along I really was. So hospital is only 10 minutes away from the house. So we got there, we checked into the reception, and I was in so much pain. I can't even talk anymore. Oh my god, I can still remember the pain and how I was leaning over the counter. So yeah, more waiting. Then finally a midwife came to see me and asked me for a urine sample. In my head, really, you know, more urine sample, can't you just check me now? So anyway, so after I handed the sample, they sent me to a room, and that room was nowhere near what I imagined the birthing suite would look like, as I attended this prenatal class. Alright, and they explained what birthing suite looks like. Like, you can dim the lights, there's a shower if you need to shower, and you know, it's a big room. But this one is different. You know why? Because it was just a waiting room. Still equipped with everything needed for birth, just wasn't I imagined. I guess they were really busy. All birthing suites were full. But to be honest, I didn't care at all. All I wanted at that time was to lie down and get checked. So when the midwife checked me, I was already 9 centimeters dilated, and apparently we are having the baby here and now. So yes, I was 9 centimeters dilated, and I was kind of relieved and proud, I guess, of myself to hold that much pain and get to 9 centimeters without pain relief. No gas, no nothing. I'm not against taking pain relief. Like I said, if I was only 4 or 5 in that so much pain, I would have asked for it. So midwife attached all these cords around me to monitor baby's heart rate and to monitor my contractions too. So baby's coping well with the contractions and his heart rate was good. And I'm still in so much pain. And yeah, so my water broke. So next contraction came. I was like, I can feel something down there. And the midwife says, oh, it's a membrane. I was like, and I had no idea what a membrane was. So I pushed it out and ta-da, my water came out gushing. So I guess that was my water. And my water has broken. So from there, the midwife that's been with me since I got to the hospital, her shift was finishing. So another midwife had to come in to deliver my baby with a midwife student. I had a feeling the first midwife didn't really want to deliver the baby as she might go over her shift, but it was all good. In the end, she ended up staying for the whole delivery. So that was the labor, and this is now the delivery of the baby. So I got to the hospital just a bit after 6 p.m. and I was 9 centimeters dilated, and the baby came out at 9:10 p.m. So all this time I was contracting, pushing, and in pain. And then they seen the baby's head crowning. So the new midwife came and finally assisted me in pushing. I was pushing. So the baby's head came out. Take note, this is all natural. No pain relief. Trust me, I felt it all. It hurt. So when the baby's head came out, there's the ring of fire. It was burning. It was burning. It was spicy. It was painful. I even yelled out. I was like, what the fuck are you doing down there? And my husband said, they're not doing anything, baby. It's just the baby's coming out. So to be honest, this part was probably the most painful part of my labor and delivery. It was painful. It was painful like I don't want to push anymore. But if I would have listened to the pain, this baby is not coming out. So I looked and trusted the midwife when they said push. I was like, fuck it. Next contraction came, I pushed it out, and then the baby was here. He cried, we had skin to skin. I breastfed him for like 2 hours. So the dad cut the cord, he was healthy, and we're both safe. The experience was something I will never forget. It was all natural, no pain relief, no nothing. But then after delivering the baby, 2 hours after, I was sent to the theatre because I got 3rd-degree stairs, and yeah, I ended up getting epidural. So that was my labor and delivery experience. To sum it up, my baby boy is 2 weeks early. No pain relief. Labor and birth was all natural. I was 9 centimeters when I got to the hospital. I didn't feel any light contractions. My contractions started strong. I've always been kind of active early in the pregnancy, but at the same time, I work in the office all day, so sitting all day. So around 33 weeks, that's when I really started walking. So me and Nick would go up and down, do squats every day. Drinking decaffeinated tea. I was drinking this tea and it has raspberry leaf on it. Raspberry leaf thought to tone muscles of your uterus, womb, to help it work better during labor. So I was drinking that every night. I'm mumbling a little bit. English is not my first language. But so yeah, that's why I've got a cheat note here. So I was pretty much just reading, but it all came to me and it's all from my heart when I was writing it. And you've got any questions, just let me know. Yeah, that's pretty much it. But yeah, see ya.